Hello friends, we are doing chapters on how to improve your grammar part, that is grammatical range and accuracy. And in this video, we are talking about relative clauses. Relative clauses are connected to a sentence to make it complex by using relative pronouns, which we have already discussed. So let's try to see the definition. We use relative clause to clarify who or what we are talking about. So there are two kind of relative clause that we use. The first is defining, where we add something just to define the subject or the noun part, or non-defining, where we add something to give an additional information. So if you talk about the rules of them, what happens here in relative clause? In relative clause, we don't use comma. That's the fundamentals for the writing part. The country which sells the most oil is Saudi Arabia. Now, this is the definition of Saudi Arabia, the country which sells the most oil. So we are not using any comma here, just before the relative pronouns. But in non-defining, we do need a comma before the, because they give you additional information, not the definition, right? The Saudi Arabia sells over 1 million barrels of oil, which makes it the most active exporter of this fossil fuel. Now, this is not giving the definition of Saudi Arabia. This is just adding some additional information. So you can see in the first example, which sells the most oil, defines Saudi Arabia. So it is defining relative clause and no comma is used. But in the second example, which makes it dash dash dash, gives just additional information, so it is known as non-defining relative clause. So I hope you have understood. I just wanted to show you where to use comma and where to avoid comma, right? Now there are some examples that how they are used, so it will help you understand it better before we finish it off. Sweden imported just over 50,000 kg of the bananas in 2011, which was twice as many. So it's not a definition of Sweden, which was twice as many as the figures for Norway and Ireland. I'm just showing you how to use them, right? Norway, which imported half as many bananas as Sweden. Again, it's not a definition of Norway, right? This is just an additional information. Imported twice as many other fruits. Here you can see first place for apple imports went to the same country. So it's a definition which imported the most oranges and bananas. It's a bit tricky to understand, but it goes like this. Coal makes up 44% of the energy supply, which makes it the largest provider of energy. So it's again non-defining. 36% of the energy output is composed of gas, which is 3 times more than that of solar power, right? And the last one, coal and gas combined constitute 4/5 of total energy supplied, which means renewable sources of energy are nowhere near as common as non-renewable resources. Okay, that's all about the definition of relative clauses and some examples. Now, in the last videos of this grammatical part, we will see some of the most common mistakes made by the students while attempting the IELTS test, so that you can understand and you can try to rectify those mistakes. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. See you very soon in the next video. Bye.